Hey, what's happening, all you most amazing top 10ers? Thank you guys so much for coming back. I am Lennon, and this is a new top 10 video for you guys. I know you guys have been waiting. Well, you guys probably waited a whole day because we're uploading every single day. And some days we're even uploading 2 a day. Should we go to 3? Put in the comment section below, hashtag 1 video daily, hashtag 2 video daily, hashtag 3 videos daily. So let's get serious here. Let's get right into this because this is the top 10 crimes that shocked the world. So let's start off at number 10. We have the Cleveland Kidnappers. Michelle Knight, Amanda Berry, and Gina DeZeus were held prisoners by Ariel Castro for nearly a decade. They were subsequently imprisoned in his house on Seymour Avenue from 2004 to 2013, almost 10 years. One of the 3 girls, Berry, well, she was able to escape one day, and she escaped with her 6-year-old daughter, and she contacted the police. Berry's kid belongs to Ariel Castro, and this was a result of rape. Ariel was charged on 4 counts of kidnapping, and he pleaded guilty to 937 criminal counts of rape, kidnapping, and aggravated murder as a part of a plea bargain. He was sentenced to wait 1,000 years behind bars with no chance of parole. 1 month into his sentence, Castro committed suicide by hanging himself with bed sheets in his prison cell. Alright, moving into number 9, we have the O.J. Simpson murder case that shocked the world. O.J. was tried on 2 counts of murder, one being his wife Nicole Brown, and another person was Ronald Goldman. The trial started back in 1994, and it was the most televised events on TV. Kim Kardashian's dad was O.J.'s lawyer, and during the trial, O.J. stayed at their house. O.J. kept his innocence the whole time, and a year into his trial, the jury found him not guilty, and this not guilty verdict shocked the world. But he was still charged with 12 different counts. Some of these counts were conspiracy to commit a crime, kidnapping, robbery, burglary, while in possession of a deadly weapon. O.J. was hit with the maximum sentence that he can get for these crimes of 33 years, and this is back in 2008. So he's gonna be able to come out of jail when he's 94 years old. But he does have a chance of parole next year, and he's gonna be 70. He is incarcerated right now at Lovelock Correctional Center located in Nevada. Number 8, we have the kidnapping of JC Dugard. She was found alive after being kidnapped for 18 years. The kidnapping of JC Lee Dugard occurred on June 10, 1991 in South Lake Tahoe, California. She was 11 years old at the time, and she was abducted from the streets when she was on her way to school. Searches began for her immediately, but there was no reliable sources that led to her being found. She remained missing for the next 18 years, and she was found in 2009. So the kidnapper was identified as 58-year-old Gerardo, and his wife was also involved with this whole thing. Gerardo was sentenced to 431 years behind bars, and for his wife, well, she kind of got like a slap on the back because she's only going to jail for 36 years. Okay, Michael Jackson's death totally shocked the world. I still remember this one. Do you guys remember it? Well, this comes into number 7. Michael Jackson was found dead on June 25th of 2009. I know, that's so long ago, but we still remember it as if it was yesterday. Just think about it, this is 7 years ago. The first report said that Michael Jackson had suffered a cardiac arrest. Another report said he died from acute propofol and benzodiazepine intoxication at his home on North Carrollwood Drive in LA. His personal physician, Conrad Murray, said he found Michael Jackson in his room not breathing. Dr. Conrad Murray was later convicted of involuntary manslaughter after he prescribed a powerful surgical anesthetic. So he was sentenced to 4 years behind bars. He only served 2 of it. He was released early. This upset a lot of people, but he's been out of jail since 2013. Okay, and at number 6, we have a place that I recently went to. I'm talking about the Bay Area, and I'm talking about the island, I'm talking about Alcatraz. Well, and at number 6, we're talking about the Alcatraz escape. Alcatraz escape might be the only successful escape from Alcatraz Federal Penitentiary in the facility's history. On the night of June 11th or the early morning of June 12th, Clarence England and his brother John England and Frank Morris tucked paper mache heads resembling their 2 heads in their own beds to trick the prison guards. They then broke out of the main prison building by going through a utility corridor. They used an improvised inflatable raft and they sailed off to their uncertain fate. Hundreds of leads were pursued by the FBI and local law enforcement, and this is after many years after the prison escape, but there's been no leads to where they are. So still today, we don't know if they've lived life or if they died at sea. Moving into number 5, we have the Casey Anthony murder trial. Casey Anthony's 2-year-old daughter was missing for 31 days. Well, one day, the police were called by Casey's mom to report something suspicious with her daughter Casey, and there was some weird smell in her car. Police found Casey's daughter Kaylee's skeleton remains in a blanket inside a trash bag in a wooded area near the family's home. Casey Anthony became the prime suspect, and chloroform was detected in Casey Anthony's car. Chloroform, for you guys who don't know, is like a knockout gas, and it's smelled like a corpse was in the back of the car decomposing. There was many shocking evidence against Casey, but what shocked the world was when the verdict came in. the jury members found her not guilty, and this pissed off a lot of people. And this is where Casey Anthony's had to go into hiding for a very long time for her own protection. But now she's kind of resurfaced, and I think she even has a book out. At number 4, let's talk about the Manson family's murders of Sharon Tate. Sharon Mary Tate was born back in 1943, and she was an American actress and model. During the 60s, she played small television roles before appearing in several movies. She also appeared in regular fashion magazines as a model and a cover girl. Well, on August 8, 1969, Sharon was 2 weeks away from giving birth when she was killed by members of the Charles Manson family. There was also a young 18-year-old kid, Stephen Perrott, who was also murdered that night. Sharon was stabbed 16 times. In 1971, Charles Manson was found guilty of conspiracy to commit the murders of 7 people. And one of those people was actress Sharon Tate. Moving into number 3, the assassination of John F. Kennedy took the world by storm. He was the 35th American president at the time, and he was killed November 22nd of 1963. And this happened in Dallas, Texas. And Lee Harvey Oswald was arrested for the crime. There was a 10-month investigation by the Warren Commission. It was confirmed that Lee Oswald was the one that shot the president. He was only 24 years old at the time. I mean, is this real life right now? What the heck is going on? 2 days while being transferred from the police headquarters to the county jail, Lee was shot and mortally wounded. He later died from a gunshot wound. Lyndon Johnson became the next president, which happened the same day John F. Kennedy died. So Lyndon served as president from 1963 to 1969, where he later died 4 years after his presidency. The murder of John Lennon comes into number 2. John Lennon was an English musician who gained worldwide fame as one of the members from the Beatles. He had an amazing solo career, but on December 8, 1980, he was shot by Mark Chapman in the archway of the building where he lived in New York. After sustaining 4 major gunshot wounds, Lennon was pronounced dead on arrival at Roosevelt Hospital. He was only 40 years old at the time. Mark Chapman remained at the crime scene just reading a book, waiting for the policeman to arrive. I mean, this guy is just insane. So he was arrested. In court, his defense lawyers put forward that he was in a delusional psychotic state at the time of the murder. Now, when you go to court and you usually play the insanity card, this is to try to get a lesser sentence, saying, you know, you weren't in the right state of mind when committing the crime, so I shouldn't be harshly punished for the crime. So he was given 20 years to life imprisonment. So far, he has served 36 years behind bars, and this is because he keeps getting denied parole. So I looked into it, and life in the States usually starts at 15 years minimum. Well, for the maximum, well, there is no maximum, it's infinite. It just depends on the crime and which state you're in that you committed the crime in. So if you're ready for parole, but you still pose a threat into the community, you're not going to get released from jail, so you can be there for 100 years. Finally, we've all made it into number 1 spot. So far, we had events like the Cleveland kidnapping that lasted a decade, the death of Michael Jackson, the Alcatraz prison escape. We don't know if these guys survived or if they're dead. Now, in at number 1 for events that shocked us the most, well, we gotta talk about the September 11 attacks. This shocked the United States of America and the rest of the world. This was a series of 4 coordinated terrorist attacks by the Islamic terrorist group Al-Qaeda. The attacks consisted of suicide attacks used to target symbolic US landmarks. In this case, we're talking about the Twin Towers. There was planes flown into the building, taking these buildings down. In this attack, 2,996 people lost their lives. 2,977 of them were victims, 19 of them was the hijackers, and there was over 6,000 non-fatal injuries. This was a tragic and shocking day. The leader behind this was Osama bin Laden. He caused $3 trillion in damages. Osama was killed 10 years later in Pakistan by the US Naval Special War Force Development Group and Central Intelligence Agency. And this was on the orders of US President Barack Obama. Well, there you guys have it. That's the top 10 events that shocked the world. Let me know if I've missed any, because there is just, this world is just crazy, it's nuts. If you guys want to see a part 2, in the comments below, put hashtag make a part 2 and I'll do it. Thanks so much for watching this video. It was a whole lot of fun. Hopefully you guys learned a thing or 2 or 10, and I'll see you guys all in the next one. So let me know what you guys honestly think about these videos in the comment section below. We're so close to 1 million subscribers if we haven't hit it already, because remember, these videos are pre-filmed for you guys. We gotta get ahead because we just want to overload you guys with all these most amazing top 10 videos. So if you enjoyed this video, hit that like button. If you guys didn't, no worries, because hopefully you'll like the next one. But that's it from me, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.